Hello, my name is Julia. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about end-time coalitions of nations that are against Israel from Ezekiel chapter 38, and also the formation of BRICS and its expansion and what it means for Israel and the world. Ezekiel chapter 38 is about Gog, Basher, as it's known, attacking Israel. And God states, Son of man, set your face against Gog of the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Prophesy against him and say, This is what the sovereign Lord says, I am against you, Gog, chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. I will turn you around, put hooks in your jaws, and bring you out with your whole army, your horses, your horsemen, fully armed, and a great horde with large and small shields, all of them brandishing their swords. Persia, Cush, and Put will be with them, all with shields and helmets. Also Gomer with all its troops, and Togarmah from the far north with all its troops. The many nations with you. Noah had 3 sons. One of them was Japheth, and he had 7 sons: Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. The firstborn Gomer had 3 sons: Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. Genesis 10 verses 1 to 3. According to the Oxford Bible Church, Togarmah is a country along with Persia, Gog. Togarmah was a son of Gomer, as we just covered, son of Japheth, known in the Assyrian records as Togarmah, a city-state in eastern Anatolia. So Gomer's son Togarmah eventually found a city-state, and it was named after him, after one of his sons, Togarmah. And it's identified as Asia Minor, modern Turkey, more specifically the southeastern part of Turkey near the Syrian border. This identification is generally acknowledged by all. Once again, we have a region in present-day Turkey. According to the Oxford Bible Church, some prophecy teachers as well as a rabbinical view identify Gomer as Germany, and the Jewish Talmud positively identify Gomer with the Germans. It's a debate on which one is Gomer, but for now we'll go with German because of we're covering the coalition of nations against Israel and looking at Germany's history with the Holocaust and the Jews fleeing Germany to the newly found Israel after the Holocaust. It shows that it's going to also be part of the end time coalition of nations against Israel. In total, there are 6 nations against Israel from the Ezekiel chapter 38 prophecy: Gog, Russia, Persia, which is Iran, Put, which is Egypt, Cush, which is Ethiopia, Gomer, which is Germany, Togarmah, which is Turkey. With God's help, I try to map these on a map, on a current world map, and we can see Russia, Turkey, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, and Germany. They're in Europe. These are the 6 core nations that are identified in Ezekiel chapter 38. Ezekiel chapter 38 verses 7 through 9, God continues and says, Prepare yourself and be ready, you and all your companies that are gathered by you. He's talking about Russia, Gog, and be a God for them. After many days you will be visited. In the latter years you will come into the land of those brought back from the sword and gathered from many people on the mountains of Israel, which had long been desolate. They were brought out of the nations, and now all of them dwell safely. You will ascend, coming like a storm, covering the land like a cloud, you and all your troops and many peoples with you. I believe the people that have been gathered from many nations, out of the nations, is Israel, the people that came to Israel after World War II, during the Holocaust, and also from many other nation states like Ethiopia, etc. They were being called back to come and form the nation state Israel, and now they dwell safely. But in the coming few years, Russia and its companies will come against them. Stephen Zhang wrote on August 23rd, 2023, if you never heard of BRICS, it has more than 40 countries that are keen to join. And it was during, they had this retreat on the 22nd of August 2023 in Johannesburg, South Africa, and it drew a lot of attention on the world stage on what they were going to do. Russia is a founding member. Quoting Zhang, BRICS includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. It was coined in 2001 by an economist to describe the fastest growing states, which are predicted to collectively dominate the global economy by 2050. It accounts for some 40% of the world's population and a quarter of the global economy. BRICS invited 6 new countries to join the bloc. The bloc originally included 5 countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And now you wanted to add more members in 2023. The expansion of the economic alliance furthers its effort to counter Western dominance. Starting January 1st, 2024, Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates will all be able to add BRICS membership to their resumes. The move is a historic decision for the organization, further cementing it as a counterweight to Western-dominated institutions such as the G7, International Monetary Fund or IMF, and World Bank, paving the way for potential future expansion. Sharp 2024. This is a side-by-side view of the current members and new members that were added to BRICS in 2023, and 4 of the end-time coalition of nations against Israel from the Ezekiel chapter 38 prophecy present within BRICS. We have Russia, Egypt, Ethiopia, and Iran. One of the moves Russia made in 2023 was to have its navy wade into the US-China-India tough war around November of 2023. Newsweek covered that Russia is seeking to bolster its strong historic ties with the global south amid its disastrous war in Ukraine. Isolated from lucrative Western markets and choked, though not entirely, of key consumer technology and industrial imports, Moscow is on the lookout for new opportunities, particularly in anti-democratic nations. Iran received $10 billion from the Biden administration. Biden renewed a sanction waiver that gave them $10 billion in 2023. I believe he did it in August or around November 2023. In September 2023, CNN reported that Iran had received $6 billion more in exchange for releasing 5 Americans. The House passed a resolution to block Iran's access to the $6 billion from the prison swap because around October 7, 2023, Hamas attacked Israel, and Iran is now to fund Hamas, and this was a way to block Iran from accessing more funds to fund their terror attack on Israel. The US and Iran reached a tentative agreement in August of 2023 that eventually saw the release of 5 detained Americans in Tehran and an unknown number of Iranians imprisoned in the US after billions of dollars in frozen Iranian assets were transferred from banks in South Korea to Qatar. But days after the October 7 attack by Hamas, the US and Qatar agreed that Iran would not be able to access the money in the meantime, with officials stopping short of a full refreezing of the funds. AP News 2023. Why Hamas attacked and why Israel was taken by surprise was a question on October 7, 2023, covered by Foreign Affairs. Around 7:58 a.m. on October 7, Hamas military chief Mohammed Deif released a video calling on Gazans, Israel Arabs, West Bank Palestinians, Hezbollah, Iran, and others to all rise up against Israel with Hamas invasion. This is from the Jerusalem Post. Approximately 5,400 to 5,600 Hamas invaders penetrated Israel on October 7, 2023. About 1,200 Israelis and foreign nationals were killed and 250 hostages were taken. Over 1,500 Gazan terrorists were killed, 248 of whom were identified by name, and 149 additional Gazans were arrested. Jerusalem Post, 2024. A couple days of the House passing a resolution to block Iran's access to the $6 billion from the prison swamp. Around November 18, Taiwan reported renewed Chinese military activity in their air defense zones. Democratically governed Taiwan, which China claims as its own territory, has complained for the past 4 years of regular Chinese military patrols and drills near the island as Beijing seeks to pressure Taipei over its sovereignty claims. Al Jazeera reports that about 62,614 Palestinians have died and 1,139 people killed in Israel since October 7, 2023.